Hello friends, welcome to Electronic Circuit Hub. So today we are going to understand about the design and simulation of linear regulator by using discrete components. That means by using the discrete components, how you're going to design the linear regulator for your application. So we're going to understand this, and later I'm going to run the simulation and I'm going to show you the behavior of line and load regulation for this circuit. So this is hardware design online training course, and this is completely online, and the registration is open for the semester August to January 2026, and form link is given in description. You can also contact us by using email that is written here in contact info, and you can also directly reach out to us via using what. Let us understand first how this circuit works, and then later I'm going to run the simulation and let us see the the output voltage, and let us see the line and load regulation. So if you look at here, this is the V in. V in is the input voltage for this linear regulator, and if I right click on this, and if you look at now at time t equals to 0, I'm using the PWL function. That means at time t equals to 0, my input voltage is 9 volt, and within 100 millisecond, within the time span of 100 millisecond, my out input voltage is going to rise from 9 volt to 12 volt. So what is your input voltage? You have the change in input voltage, or you have the variable input voltage. You can say your input voltage is varying from 9 volt to 12 volt. So we are going to understand what is the effect of line regulation. What is the output voltage if my input voltage is changing from 9 volt to 12 volt. So we're going to understand the line regulation for this circuit. If you have good line regulation for this circuit, the linear regulator what we are going to design, or we don't have the good line regulation, so we are going to understand this. And so this is your input voltage. Then I have the R1, that is 680 ohm, and that is the current limiting resistor for your D1, D2, and also the base of your Q1. And the value of C1 is, this is again the input noise filtering capacitor, and the value of this capacitor is 10 microfarad. Based on your use case you can use, but for now in the simulation I'm using 10 microfarad. And if you look at this Q1 is the NPN transistor, and if you look at it is NPN transistor, and the part number is 2N2222. Current rating for Q1 is 800 milliampere, so you can draw 800 milliampere current with the Q1. And if you look at the base of Q1 is connected with the diode D1, which stabilize the output voltage based on the output load current requirement. So the D1 is for biasing purpose and stabilizing the output voltage. And then I have the Zener diode, that is D2. And what is the function of Zener diode? That this Zener diode maintains the constant output voltage. So since I am using my Zener diode value is 5, breakdown voltage is around 5.37, and let us see what is the output. Then I'm using C2, that is 10 micro farad, again one holding capacitor, and C3 is high frequency decoupling capacitor, that is 0.1 microfarad. And if you look at now load, so if I show you the load to you, this is again R2, and the load resistance is not fixed. I have the variable load. So if I click on the R2, I have defined the parameter to R2. And what is the parameter to R2 is, it is R. The nature of sweep is linear. The start value is 33 ohm. The stop value is 100 ohm, and with the increment of 10 ohm. So I'm changing my load resistance from 33 ohm to 100 ohm with the step of 10, with the increment of 10. And let us see, that means what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to change the load current. And let us understand, if you change the load, let us understand the performance of your linear regulator, what how your linear regulator behaves. So that means what I want to do here is I want to change the output current, and at the same time I want to change my input voltage. So I have the variable input voltage and I have the variable load current. So I want to change my input voltage and I want to change my load current. And let us understand how this linear regulator works. If you design your linear regulator by using the discrete components, how it is going to behave with the variable input and if you have the variable loads. Now I'm going to run the simulation and I'm going to show you the output voltage. Let us understand the output voltage, output current, and the power dissipation, which is very important across Q1. Because if you exceed the power dissipation, you have to properly analyze your power dissipation uh, for the Q1, otherwise it is going to damage. Whatever your load current requirement, based on your load current requirement, calculate the power dissipation for Q1. If you need, try to put the heat sink here. Okay, so this circuit is not tested. I am showing you just for knowledge and education purpose, for simulation purpose. And let us straight away now, I'm gonna run the simulation and let us see the output voltage. So I run the simulation and I'm gonna tile window vertically now. So this, what you can do is tile window vertically. And if you look at here, this is view and zoom fit. So this is my input voltage. And if you look at here, the input voltage is changing. Okay, the input voltage is changing from 9 volt to 12 volt. So your input voltage, that is V input, is changing from 9 volt to 12 volt. And if I want to show you the output, let us understand the output. So this is my input voltage, which is 9 volt to 12 volt. Let me add one more plot pen and put output here, so it would be very easy. So this is my output voltage. Now you have the input voltage from 9 to 12 volt. And if you see here, your output voltage is changing from 4.9 volt. If I can see here, this is 4.9 volt. And if I look at the last one, it is around 4.98 volt. That means your output voltage is not changing too much. It is changing around 80 millivolt. 490 to 498 means you have the delta of 80 millivolts. Okay, so you see now your input changing from 9 volt to 12 volt, but at the same time your output, you don't see much impact at the output. It is changing only 9 and 80 millivolts. So at the moment what I have is I have both variable input and I have both variable load. So if I add one more plot pane here and if I have to show the load current, so let me show you the load current. You have to click on register R2 and you will see the load current. Now if you look at your input is V input, your output is changing from 4.9 to 4.98. And what about your load current? And your load current, if you look at here, load current is what? Load current is from 50 milliampere, from 50 milliampere to it is around 115 milliampere, 115 milliampere. So based on your load resistance, your load current is changing. Let us understand the power dissipation of your series element. That is, series Q1 is nothing but the series pass element. Let us understand the power dissipation of your series pass element. So I'll click on here and let us understand the power dissipation. You have to hold Control Alt and then only you are going to understand. So what I'm going to do here is your power dissipation, if you look at here, up to 750 milliwatt and it is too high. Your power dissipation is too high, that is 750 milliwatt, and you have to use now heat sink. You have to use smaller heat sink. Let's say if you are using TO220 package, you have to use heat sink. Without heat sink, because it's around close to 1 watt, you cannot use. You have to understand your thermal resistance. You have to calculate your thermal resistance for heat sink. That is, we call it as a R theta assay, and based on the R theta assay you have to select the heat sink, and then it would be fine. So hope guys you have understood now how you're gonna design and how you're gonna simulate the linear regulator in LT-Spice. And if you have any further question on it, feel free to ask me in comment section. I'll happy to help you out. Thank you so much for watching it.